and we now have things up in the stream. So I'm gonna pop up my little thing that gives my face. There we go. All right, so hopefully that has everything balanced and whatnot for the Twitch stream, to the extent that we do anything with that. So, yeah, hopefully this shit is up and working. Yeah, well, I mean, hey, it says we have one viewer, so woohoo! All right.
I'll get in there and post the poop emoji. Hang on.
All right. Well, we're live. It's all good. All right. So we're gonna do the do the recap of the last session, but just one thing to mention, based on what you were saying, Jason. So one of the positives of using TeamSpeak instead of Discord is that TeamSpeak requires far less resources from your computer to be able to run. Because while Discord has a really decent interface and is really well designed to do like one thing, if you try to do anything other than the one thing that's designed to do, which is not what we're doing, it doesn't really switch off all of like all the stuff required to live stream a video game. So it sucks up resources, and there's no way to do the split audio file recordings. So hopefully this will all work fine now.
Discord's designed to run on a modern computer. That's it. That's the point.
Yep.
It doesn't suck up too much resources. Any modern, up-to-date computer can handle it. That's the thing.
Which is why us having
just totally serious. That's the fact.
Which is why half of the party utilizing potatoware is ineffective.
I mean,
I love potatoes.
At least go to the pet shop.
Oh, remember Potato Day?
Fresh hamster from a wheel inside your computer.
There is a knock at the door. The man he say, "Who is?" The voice it comes, it say, "I is the potato man. I'm coming all the hot in this village and giving it to the potato." The man is very excited. He jump up. He open the door, but there's no potato man. It's secret police.
User entered your channel.
God.
Indeed.
Jason.
Oh, you make me glad. You go to Gulag.
No death for you.
Oh, yes, this one is very funny. Comrades, shoot to wound.
So, I've been thinking about my character, and since he's kind of generic roleplay wise, I've decided I'm gonna give him a little something. I've decided he's a German Turk. So I'll throw in.
So he's a jerk?
Yes, he is a jerk. He also has the German accent, you know?
Oh, fuck.
Because you want to speak like the Russian, I will speak like the German.
That shaman.
You see, I'm not even gonna try to go Japanese accent here.
You should.
Oh.
You should.
I thought you were like.
Oh, you got a Japanese accent now, and you sound very racist.
So sorry.
Douchebag!
Evan, aren't you like supposed to be like some sort of a thespian? Fucking, inhabit the character. Senpai.
Yes, but I confess it's been a while since I've heard genuine Japanese accent. And I don't want to butcher it because I'm a professional.
Can you do it,
That's
George
right.
Takei?
But we're not here in a professional capacity. We're here as a bunch of random fucking friends to have a good time. Have fun. Make fun of yourself. Have a good time. That's what we're all here for.
Then, on the set of Star Trek back in the 60s, everybody knew I was gay. I wasn't in the closet or out of the closet. It was just a widely accepted fact. Everybody knew. Really? Even Shatner? What, Bill? Bill was clueless.
Jesus fuck.
That's a direct quote. Look it up.
Yes, it is. Yes, I love that.
Even Shatner knew you were. He's like, what? Bill? Bill was clueless.
Nice. Yeah, so we actually, for the first time in about a month, or longer than that, I think, have everybody here. So that is good. where we left off after the last one, like the first plot arc, first kind of mission is complete. People, this session, you guys are going to level up, going to essentially do the like out of combat side of things, and if we do manage to get to the next the next major events and whatnot, who knows? But it's mainly going to be an RP night, and that absolutely is because this campaign takes an enormous amount of time to prep, and there are holes, mainly when it comes to sound.
And don't worry, we'll fill them.
Yes.
John,
Airtight.
just letting you know, like, any game that we play ever again, Evan is never having control of my character.
Oh, yes,
From
yes, he is.
what I
Don't
fucking
tell us
heard.
what you don't
Jason,
like, Matthew.
Shut up.
Don't tell us what you don't like.
up.
Okay?
Fucking.
He's
Oh my god.
Jason, who are you yelling at?
He's yelling at me
Like.
because
Oh, okay. Because I couldn't, like, it sounded like Jason was talking to someone, but I couldn't figure out who he was talking to.
Matthew, I want you to relax. Don't get upset about things you have zero control over. Wallace and Gromit.
I'm not getting
No,
upset.
hang on,
I'm
no.
laughing
It's-
right
hey, man.
now. I'm having fun with it.
Okay.
Fucking.
I can hear the humor in the voice.
Oh, he's definitely talking to someone. What's going on?
Wallace and Gromit.
I'm about
Okay,
to meet you.
Crockett
Mike.
and
You're getting
Tubbs.
annoying.
Matthew and Evan. Just accept it. Let it happen.
All right, so why don't we do essentially a walkthrough recap and whatnot of what happened last session, both for the people that weren't here and also for anyone that tried to watch it and were horrified by the complete mess that the audio turned into, because Discord is terrible for this.
So if anybody's wondering, if you look in on Discord, that's what I'm role playing right now.
Okay, gotcha. Nice. The tracksuit is good. It is proper. All right. So where things left off, last time you guys had to finish fighting your way to the. So you had managed to get in the control center. In the control center of the power transfer station, you had figured out a plan to cause the place to blow up. That, however, required you getting to the controls for the main Argent energy conduit that brings energy to the starport, and that was in a room with a gore nest. There were 18 possessed. Just basic possessed civilians in there. A couple of I think close to half a dozen imps ended up teleporting into the room, or being summoned into the room. A couple of lost souls, and eventually you guys managed to fight your way through to it. You took a lot of damage in the course of that. At one point, half the party was on fire when Paul's character picked up a big barrel of flammable something and chucked it at the gore nest. And I want to say it was Aslan that caused a spark, made it blow up. But half the party was inside the blast radius and ended up getting set on fire as a result.
We're already on fire, so don't worry about it.
Yes, Paul was already on fire, because one of the things you guys learned in the last fight is that imps, when they throw fireballs, the fireballs don't do all that much damage, but they do set you on fire. So,
The structure was unsound. It was coming down anyways.
yeah, exactly. Eventually, Nagumo managed to make it to the control panel, and it actually didn't take much time at all for him to set the place to blow. Once that happened, about 15 to 20 seconds before he reached it, was when you started hearing this, very loud impact noise from one of the bulkheads in the room. Something enormous started to smash its way through the bulkhead. Took it about half a minute to do it, But eventually, the first Pinky Demon of the campaign bursts its way through, and then after that, you guys ran away. There was the amusing moment where Pavel, the last imp in the room, tackled Pavel and started hurting him quite a bit. And out of concern for his men,
Run away.
right.
Tactically retreated.
Sure, yes, tactical withdrawal. So when the imp jumped on top of Pavel, half the party was trying to get a bead, draw a bead on it to shoot it off of him. That didn't work out all that well. It was hurting him. So Rico ran in to try to help basically to try to help grapple it and shove it off of him to get him back. The result of that was in the brawl roll for that round, Rico got 2 fumbles and no successes. The imp got 3 fumbles and no successes. So Rico he ran forwards, ran to tackle it. It kind of like moved in a weird way, and both of them went careening over the railing onto the high voltage power lines. But thankfully, it broke his fall, and the muscle contraction of it getting zapped bounced him off. So he only took 4 pain damage from that. As you guys were running out of the room, the Pinky Demon caught up with Pavel, and Pavel bounced off, so he didn't get crushed and slammed into the crater it made in the wall, but he got knocked unconscious. Matt, if you're on the phone, mute your mic.
Thank you.
Who?
Whoever was on. What?
Sorry, it was me. I got a delivery coming.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I was trying to
mute your mic.
I was trying to mute my mic, but I missed
Right.
it on the freaking TeamSpeak thing because I'm
Gotcha.
not used to using it.
No, it's all good. It's all good. You can also put your phone on vibrate. It's also an option.
Yes, but I have to go answer the delivery. So anyway, I'm gonna mute right now. He's gonna be here in a second.
Okay, sounds good. So Pavel got hurt. The Pinky Demon, after rushing forwards and slamming into the wall, its attack, it actually does damage to structures, and it embedded itself in the wall and staggered itself for a turn, which allowed Yuri to get up behind it. And while Pinky Demons, they have really good defensive stats. Their actual defense is 1, so they're easy to hit. But when it comes to doing damage, they have a damage modifier of +2 and a kill modifier of +6. But they only have a kill modifier +6 from the front. If you attack them from the rear, their rear is unarmored. And so Yuri just walked up, shoved his shotgun up its butt, blew it in half. So that was basically the end of that session. Pavel, while he was unconscious, you guys brought him back with some stim packs, and then everybody ran out of the facility as it started to blow up and collapse on itself. Ran out, made it out to the APC, and then Mars has a thin atmosphere, so you didn't really hear all that much from the catastrophic explosion when the facility blew, but it was pretty. It was a nice fireball. And where we absolutely left off was you guys were driving back to Mars City. Everybody's characters were pretty messed up. But you guys.
Clarify, did I take any health damage? Who took health damage?
A lot of people took health damage. So you did not.
Pavel, Nagumo,
Yep.
Yuri took maybe 1 point.
So Yuri took 1 point of health damage. Pavel's down to 2 health.
Ew.
Nagumo's down to 3, and that's pretty much it. Rico did take 1 point of health damage, but 4 points of pain.
Okay.
Most of the damage got tanked by your armor during that fight, which is why between all 6 of you guys, you have a grand total of 2 points of armor. Paul has 1 point of armor, and Oslin has 1 point of armor. Everybody else is completely
Wait,
dry
why
on
do
armor.
I have one? Why do I have one point of armor?
You have 1 point of armor left.
Because it didn't get.
Oh,
didn't get-
left. Okay,
you
I'm
didn't
sorry.
fuck it off yet. Yeah.
So hang on.
Yeah.
My armor should be all black, and I'll have 2 white boxes for health.
Yes. So, hold on. In the Discord, I posted a link to on another @everyone post. I posted a link to a Dropbox folder that has character sheets for everybody except for Rico, because Michael has not given me a copy of his character sheet yet.
And here's where I get to say haha nana nana boo boo. I've had my character sheet shared out since I uploaded it to my own Dropbox probably 2 months ago. So nana nana boo boo.
Where would I have access to that?
Dropbox.
It's, John, I can see your post, but I don't see anything that's clickable within it.
You don't see anything clickable within that folder, huh? All right, let me.
There's no attachment to click on. I see hashtag everyone, blah, blah 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 yakety schmackety, but I don't see anything for me to download.
Okay, give me 1 sec. I will.
No, I'm happy. Oh wait, I see it. People jumped in and made a bunch of fucking posts too quickly. Hang on. Okay, I clicked it. Oh, that's TeamSpeak. I'm okay.
No, it's the other one underneath that. Cooking with fire
You
here.
got the.
So. Oh, never mind. It does look like you're right. I posted the whole explanation, and I did not post the actual folder. So give me 1 sec, and I will fix that. Okay.
Just letting you know,
Dropbox
John,
link.
I put the 2 additional points into. I put 1 into brawl and 1 into drive.
All right, there we go. It's shared in the the
I don't know
freaking
if the one that
Discord thing.
is on there is updated.
John, pin that post.
Pinning. That makes sense.
Here we go.
All right, nice. That is pinned.
Box.
Sweet.
Pick box. I can die happy now.
That's the character sheet, and that means I could also share the rules stuff and have those pinned as well. That would be cooking with fire.
Ugh. And then there's the ping that is Matt's character sheet.
Matt's character sheet. There is a updated version of it inside that folder.
All right, so I'm looking at.
So yeah.
Matt, Gumo, Paul, Sean's, and 2 that are just seen. Bravo, here I am.
Yep. Okay, so that would be everybody. Those character sheets are the correct current character sheets. They have everyone's health and all that stuff up to date. I went through and I corrected where you guys had messed up the math and character creation. So that's all good. I had to rebalance a few things stat wise, or skill wise, so that people.
Tanner, or whoever the fuck that guy is.
Oh yeah, don't worry about it.
Roll Tide.
Anyways, and for Jason, you actually gained 3 health for as a result of how
Oh, you went in and you said you looked like, oh, this guy doesn't know he's really
your health is your size plus your stamina. You had just listed your health as your size.
I love you, Jason.
So
You too, Michael.
when you were running around with
Like
like
a
yeah.
retarded brother.
It didn't occur to me while we were playing, but when you were like, oh yeah, I've only got 5 health, and you were running around, it's like literally there's no possible way you could have less than 6 as a human being.
I found a way.
So,
Quick question.
Michael, is this like between
Is
you
this,
and me?
is this the
like
one that
some...
you showed in the Discord?
what do you mean?
You have a Dropbox in
Yes.
Discord? 'Cause
Yep.
I've been trying to correct my bloody character sheet and the damn thing, like every time I edit it, it just doesn't save it. I don't know what the hell's going on.
So this is the one in the it's the one in the Dropbox. If you double click on it, it will have the like I said, it's got everything up to date. It does not have it factored in that you guys leveled yet. So Matthew, are you able to call up a character sheet and edit it,
Yeah,
or no?
I've got my edit it. I have no idea.
Are you using your phone for this, or do you have?
He's got paint, so he can edit it.
Yeah, literally paint. It wasn't letting me edit it. It wasn't letting me edit it. Like,
I'm gonna draw a line on it.
what the fuck am I, like, yeah, what the fuck else am I supposed to do, you dip fuck?
Just put
Dip, fuck. I missed the dick box comment earlier. That was the best.
have like a shark cage when we all meet face to face again to keep players from like hurting each other.
And
Why would that stop us from hurting each other?
I was about to say.
Just put some gears on it and call it steampunk.
With all that
Oh
in
my
mind,
God.
is there any other
Yeah.
housekeeping we need to do? before we start?
people have to level up, and Matt, if you open it, if you right click on it and open in Edge, in Microsoft Edge, you can edit it. Like you click on the boxes and it will fill in the boxes. And you click off the boxes and it will click off the boxes.
You can do it, Matthew.
Yeah.
Come on, Edgelord.
Yeah.
Just if you're gonna edge, make sure you mute first.
Rise
User
up.
disconnected from your channel.
Oh, where'd he go? He's changing applications.
Gamers rise up.
User entered your channel.
Alright, I'm back.
Who's TeamSpeak
Okay.
user?
I don't know. I think that might be a I think that might
Oh, it
be
took
a
my
leftover.
microphone off. The fuck?
I think.
Speak user is Jason.
Oh, okay. There you go.
And that team is the Washington Generals, aka the Luftwaffe of basketball.
Hey, don't diss my my Washington Generals or the Luftwaffe.
I'm Volk! I'm Führer!
45 minutes in,
Yep.
determined that we all have to level up, which is what we ended last game with.
Yes.
Got it.
So, leveling up, the way that this works, on the character sheet, you click on the number 3, and that, like, you know, the skull for level 3, and then you guys have 1 attribute point and 2 skill points that you can spend to improve your character. You can, these, if you want, you can bank them as well.
Attributes are on the left, skills are on the right.
Attributes are on the left, skills are on the right. Yep. Just for the purposes of the stream and of the recording, here's
So it's
a...
letting me edit everything except like shit like strength, intelligence, charisma, stamina, willpower, all that.
Why?
And the personal stuff.
Okay,
like
hold on, wait, hold on. When you're on like the stamina, willpower, all those things, what are you doing to try to edit?
Adobe Acrobat. That's the only thing I have on my phone.
Adobe should be
Wait,
fine. It works for me.
This is all. You doing this all on your phone?
All right. So
Yeah, he's doing all
if you're doing it,
for fun, just for fun.
Not because his computer is basically a potato.
wait,
Yeah, I was about to
Oh, I
say.
love
Matt,
potato.
hold on, Matt. Do you just have your phone, or do you also have your laptop?
I have your laptop,
Right.
which if I have more than one thing open, it crashes.
Yeah, you're gonna. It really shouldn't.
Like, I have
And
not done anything with your computer. I haven't installed anything. I haven't touched anything on it. The only thing
okay,
that I have
how?
done
When was the last time you actually restarted it?
3 nights ago when I was in West Virginia.
Okay, so that computer has a very small amount of memory, and it gets sluggish if you don't restart it relatively frequently.
West Virginia is for lovers. We're all
So
cousins.
I would recommend if you restart it, it should be fine. But I mean, for fuck's sake, if you have it on your phone, if you just zoom in to the point where the bubbles are large and then you poke them with your finger, it should work. It's probably just that your fingers are big, and thus, it's not actually triggering the bubble. But
They called me bratwurst. They called me bratwurst
Yeah.
fingers. Mom.
Mommy?
we can figure that out fucking next time or later going forwards.
Next time on
Whiskey
Potato Man.
war crimes.
Yeah.
Gang takes a bath.
All right. So the other shit that you guys have to do once everybody's figured out how you're leveling up, and if you change attributes that affect your derived stats, like if you increase your stamina, your health is going to go up. So, you're going to need to, if you're confused on how that stuff works, just ask. But the other thing that we need to do is you guys need to heal. So, inside of the APC, you do not have a medic. So inside the APC where you guys are, you do have medical supplies. So the way that works is, all right. So natural healing. It's going to take you guys 2 hours to drive back to Mars City. For natural healing, you regain 1 point of pain damage every 30 minutes of game time, and you gain 1 point of health damage with heal every 4 hours of game time. So you're going to gain 4 points of pain damage back before you get back to the city. Otherwise, we'll count that.
Your mic.
Oh yeah, Sean, we can hear you chewing.
Just push to talk, everyone, please.
Yeah.
Sean's doing ASMR.
Yeah.
Is there an ass to mouth thing there?
Opening a bag.
All right. So when we've got.
The bottle is so good.
Okay, so on the healing checks, the way that it works is that it is a medicine tech. So medicine, it is a skill. You guys can utilize it. With the way that works is every degree of success that you get on the check is going to be 1 point of 1 point of damage that gets recovered. You first recover pain damage, and then after recovering pain damage, you recover health damage. You guys, everybody has time to be able to do this once. We're presuming that you guys are all doing it as a group. So, is there anybody that has more than 1 point in 1 skill point in medicine?
I have instructions, so I can enhance someone.
I have 3 skill points in medicine.
Okay. If you've got 3 skill points in medicine, then I believe that means that you would be the person that would make the most sense to do the actual medicine check.
And what's is the other skill wits or intelligence?
I am in the process of checking that right now.
It's intelligence medicine for.
Okay, well there you go.
7 dice.
I would like to add a die from an instruction roll if that's viable.
Okay, sure.
Let me roll that up.
Yep. So it's intelligence. If it's it's intelligence medicine generally. Surgery also requires dexterity, and if it's a triage situation, so if it's in combat, it's wits and medicine. So.
And my target
Gotcha.
number is?
On this, I will say that the target number, you are not in a combat situation. No one is critically injured. So, people basically have bumps, bruises, a lot of scratches, that kind of shit. So I'll give you a 7 on this.
Add 1 die to your pool.
And so on this, you basically get to do it for each member of the party. You have plenty of medical supplies to be able to do that.
Can I assist by restraining the patient?
No, not necessary.
Somebody. Oh,
Okay.
I've had you unmuted the whole time, by the way.
I know
So-
this, I'm not that fucking retarded. I'm
All
not
right.
retarded, but
So Sean, who were you? So on that, who were you targeting? Was that?
I guess whoever's the most injured first.
All right. The most injured person is well, actually, Pavel. Pavel is the most
Definitely
injured.
Pavel is the worst.
All right. So let's see.
Oh, Pavel is worse. Sorry.
Yep. So if everybody, everybody regaining 4 points of pain, that on its own, let's see, that would be enough to bring. I'm pretty sure that's enough to bring everybody back up to full for pain. Yep, that's enough to bring everybody up to full for pain. So that means that healing is just going to be applied to people's actual health damage. So you got 8 successes. That means that Pavel is a new man. He is. You have rebuilt him.
So basically, it's going to be 4 rolls. So
Yep.
Pavel, Nagumo, Yuri, and then Rico.
Yep. All right. So Nagumo's up next.
Do instruction each time, or do you want me to just keep that roll?
Whatever you want to do, man.
Wait, what is my new pain and health?
I mean, I'll take the instruction each time.
Yeah.
No.
So you're assisting with the task. So I'd say just the 1 roll is fine.
Okay, yeah. So it's +1 to your
Yep.
dice pool each time. So
Okay, so 3 successes. You want to roll those explodes. All right. So that means that Nagumo, he's healed back 3 points of HP, or 3 HP. Sorry, 3 health. He was.
So to clarify, John, it's 2 for 1.
It's 2 for 1.
Health is 2 for 1. Pain is 1 for 1.
Ah, you're right.
It's gonna
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be 1 health back.
Okay, gotcha.
What's Pavel's total?
Pavel, his total is 8. He was at 2, so with 8 successes, that means he's at 6. Okay, thank you. That's right. That's the medic. He has the bonuses on that.
Medic
Yeah.
is 1 for 1. Oh, sorry, medic gets double bonuses. You get double successes.
And you don't round up for that. Man, that sucks.
No, that's the worst part of it. You don't like that's where it's like resolving pain helps with that, but it's
Gotcha. All right, so that means that Evan is up to 4 health. So then this is
He's also dead.
okay. So this is on we'll say it's on Yuri. Yuri's only down 1 health, so 2 successes is enough to bring him back up.
Okay, and then the last one, 3 successes.
Yep, Aslam, you were
4 successes.
sorry, Rico. Yeah, Rico. He was only down 1, so he's back up. So, all right. So a few of you guys are slightly worse for wear. Nagumo, now you have stolen the title of most injured member of the party from Pavel. So congratulations. And
Hurt fuck.
all right.
I take it stoically, as I'm probably doing what I would do, which is repair everyone's armor as best
Yep.
I can.
And so repairing everybody's armor.
Looking at the rules, since I have it up now, I'm seeing that I can do everyone once. It takes 10 minutes each, and in this case, it's engineering and dexterity threshold 8. I do have armor shards with me, but I think we're gonna reserve those for when we actually need them.
So you have armor shards, and I would really recommend that you use them now rather than waiting and carrying around heavy shit because
all right.
encumbrance is a thing.
Okay.
Okay,
So-
DM, got it. Use all of our supplies. Got it.
No. I mean,
It's like
Shut up, Mr. Shotgun.
remember the key thing that was said there. Right. No. Remember the key point. The key point there that repairing a. So here we go for a repairing armor. So repairing armor takes 10 minutes per person. If you can try to do it faster, but you suffer dice penalties if you do it. You can do it in 5 minutes, but you have 50% dice penalties. So the concept of like holding on to the supplies, you're not going to have the overall point is you're not going to have long stretches of downtime frequently. So take advantage of them when you do.
Yes.
How many armor shards did you pick up when you were there?
3.
Okay, you had 3. And I'm going to say that there's I'm going to say that in the tank, or in the APC, there's another 3, so you've got 1 for everybody. So
Okay, so the threshold is only 6 for everyone then.
Yep, it lowers the threshold, and you
So give me a
are.
moment, let me just roll 8 dice each.
Yep, you double the number of successes for repairs because you are the engineer. Because it's a 10-minute thing, that would, theoretically, it's a extended check, but I never actually built it that way, so ignore that. Also,
It's all good. Anyway, just
who is eating chips?
Oh, what an amazing sound.
Sean, push to
That was
talk.
Not me.
Okay, I was just gonna say your mic was hot.
Well,
So it was Yuri's.
Ah, okay,
What are you eating?
I'm not even eating anything.
Guys,
gotcha. It's all right.
Yuri, but it's okay.
It's all right.
Guys.
We're
push
moving
to
on.
talk, and that's it. Moving on. No
Okay.
explanations. Let's go.
Okay. So for myself, I repaired 4, starting there. Going to the most important person after than me, that would be the sergeant, so James.
Whoa, I need that in writing.
Don't let it go to your head.
6 repaired for Sergeant James.
Okay.
Ugh, hell yeah.
Who's next? Yuri. I'm looking at another 6 for Yuri.
Just the top half. I'm still panicked.
All right. I hope you're wearing
What the fuck was that?
Pavel.
What? Nice. Is he...
1, 2, 4.
Sorry, everyone. I fell.
10
Too
successes.
many
So 10 successes. So Pavel's armor is fully restored.
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto.
The professor. Please tell me you're doing that on purpose. 1.
Yo, guys, John's off camera. I think his wife might have clubbed him with a mallet or so. Oh, wait, he said he's back.
Yeah. No, I was just
6
fixing
armor
myself a
repaired
drink.
for the Professor.
Fixing myself a drink because it's necessary with you assholes. So.
Hey, I resemble that remark.
I asked a coworker from Guatemala to teach me how to say "Daddy needs his feel-good juice" in Espanol. Turns out it's "Papa necesita de yugo feliz."
All right.
There you go.
And for Paul, 8 armor repaired. And a reminder.
That's enough to bring him up to full.
Augmented armor, so that maxes you guys out. It maxes you out.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. So, how much did Oslin get?
For what?
Armor.
Got 6.
Okay. I'm just marking it on everybody's characters in Roll20. Okay, and Rico's back up to full. Okay.
No, Rico is at 6.
Okay,
I have
Rico's at
6
6.
available, so
Nagumo's at what?
Family deal from Puppet.
Yeah, so Nagumo and Yuri are at what?
I'm at 6.
Okay. All right. So everybody's characters.
Paradoxically at 4.
Okay. So
Pavel's full.
okay. Pavel's full. Paul's full. Everybody should be okay. Everybody's where they're supposed to be. Cool.
Pavel's health is full, but his heart is empty.
All right.
That's what drugs are for.
So inside
You don't even know.
inside the APC, you guys, there's a decent amount of ammunition inside of it. Overall, there are 12 ammo pickups light ammo pickups in the APC. The way that works is each pickup brings one person's ammo up by one level of status. So with 12, you guys decide how you want to divide them. I updated on people's character sheets what their ammo level was at the end of the last session. At least from my recollection of it, I think there were 2 of you guys that were at low ammo and everybody else was out.
So at the end of the last encounter, what was the rolls? What rolls were made?
So at the end of the last encounter,
That's what we were tracking.
so it was the survival wits roll for an ammo check. That fight lasted for 16 rounds. So it was, the target number was a 9.
Okay.
And I think the highest number of successes was 0 out of everybody's rolls. People did not roll very well.
No.
Whoa! I didn't roll.
No, he had 1 success.
Right. Yeah, I rolled for you. Feel free to do it now. Basically, unless you roll 3, your ammo level is going down 1 from where it was previously. At the start of the combat, were you at half or low? Or were you at full?
Half.
You're at half? Okay. So yeah, give me so target number is 9. Give me a survival
this is
wits.
comical. So I'll let you know what happens in a second. So either I'm gonna like fail and it'll be funny, or I'm gonna succeed and it'll be maybe funnier.
Yep.
Enjoy.
Choose life. Choose a job. Choose a career. Choose a family. Choose a fucking big television.
All right, I made it.
You got.
I almost fumbled, but I didn't. I have 3 10s and then it re-rolled into an 8. So, and I have 2 1s with that. So I'm good, but not amazing.
Okay,
Still
so
at
you have. All right, so yep, you're still at half ammo then.
So I'll take 1 reload to get to full.
Okay. So yeah,
I'll take 2.
okay, so that brings it down to 9.
I'm totally out, so I mean, either I can stay out because I'm just using a pistol, or get back up.
You want to bring yourself at least to half, otherwise you're going to start suffering cohesion penalties. Because while pistols, you never actually, you technically never run out of ammo with them. Your ammo level when you go into a fight, if your cohesion is low, or if your ammo is low, then you suffer a +1 penalty to the target number for cohesion checks. So it goes from a 6 to a 7. If your target number if your ammo is out, you get a +2 modifier, so target number goes up to an 8. And it only takes 1 person to fail the cohesion check for everybody to fail the cohesion check.
You fuck.
Okay, so I guess I take 2 to go to half ammo.
Hey, I believe ya, but my Tommy
Yes.
gun don't.
Yeah, just take the 2 ammo.
Nagumo's at low ammo, so he'd go up 1 to bring him to half.
Okay. So basically, once everybody has brought themselves up to half, with everybody that's declared how many they're taking come up to half right now, you guys are at 6. You have 6 ammo reloads left.
I took 2, so I'm at full.
Okay.
If we take the rest of it, we can max out each of us.
Well, what the heck does Paul have? Didn't
Just a
he run
pistol.
out? No, but didn't he run out of ammo
I don't know.
several times?
I'm at +1 to cohesion threshold right now.
Okay, so you're at low.
Okay.
So you'll need 2 to get to max.
Yep.
Anyone who's out needs 3. Anyone who's at low, or anyone who's at half needs 1. Low needs 2, and out needs 3. So basically, let's go around. Evan, what were you at before you took ammo?
Low, so I need 2.
Okay, so you need 2. Sean, what were you at?
I was completely out. So
Okay, so 3, so that's 5. Jason, what were you at?
I'm out of ammo actually.
Okay, so that means you need
3.
3.
So that's up to 8. Okay, Yuri, what were you at?
I was at low, so
So he needs
Okay, so
1.
more, so 10. And then, yeah. So what was Paul at?
I was at low.
So that's 2 to get up to full.
Okay, 2. So I'll not take ammo then.
Okay.
So you're at half. Everybody else is at full.
No. I'm at half. Paul's at half. No, Paul's at full. Yeah. So yeah, everyone's at full except me.
Okay. All right. Cool shit. All right. So with that stuff done, now that you guys are, so like I said, takes 2 hours to head back. Is there anything you guys want to do other than the maintenance and medical and ammo redistribution on your way back?
I am relentlessly hitting on Susan.
Gotcha.
I would like to get very stoned.
At the end of the last session, Pavel did use a second stim pack, which
You used mine and yours.
yeah.
Oh, I am stoned. I am.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind that. Yeah.
So with stim packs, you use a stim pack, you regain 4 pain immediately. If you use a second stim pack within 4 hours, you have to do a double stamina check, or else you can suffer some penalties. So, what were you gonna say?
Drive.
Okay.
Oh, comrade, sergeant, let me drive. I'm feeling no pain.
Sit the fuck down. Say the fuck in the back, and I don't want to see you for the rest of this fight or drive, whatever the fuck it is.
Pass the stim packs. I think I'm stalling.
John, is there a rear view camera, or is it just like we actually have?
I mean,
mirrors and shit on it?
there's a turret. Most of you guys are in the crew compartment, or sorry, the embarked troops compartment for the APC.
I will go to the turret and just look behind us and make sure we're not being fucking chased by anything.
So when Paul goes up to the turret, I'm gonna turn around and be like, "Hey, Paul! Next time we fucking go in there, you're bringing that with us."
I say, really? I could take this? Okay, yeah, no, totally, I'll take it.
Were you present for any of that shit?
Yeah, I was.
Man the fucking gun and shut up.
Okay.
And damn it, Pavel, quit your whining.
All right.
Hey, sergeant.
Further armor repairs as well. I can
Why
do
so
it once
aggressive,
per.
comrade?
I can do it once per hour. So if it's a 2-hour drive, I can hit the 4 people that are still down in armor and complete that job, and use the last 10 minutes to begin writing a report and start dicing up my
Yep.
cam.
Wow, yeah, that would so you are literally using 100% of your time doing this on the ride back. All right.
Again, hitting on.
Hey, I'm using 100% of my time to drive.
No, that's all good. It's all good.
John, do I see anything chasing us? Or
There
anything
is-
out in the distance.
There is so on this, I'm gonna say give me a intelligence perception. Or sorry, intelligence investigation. Yeah.
So 3 dice.
And your target number is going to be a 6.
So, come on, intelligence investigation. Yeah, I've got 1 in there. So that I roll 1d10 or what?
Sound you're gonna hear is of me smacking my head against the palm of my hand.
Wait, what did you get with your roll?
No. What do I? So
Intelligence, investigation.
Yeah.
Put those 2 together and roll that many d10s.
Yeah.
Huzzah!
Target's a 6.
All right, I got 2 8s.
Hey, get pluses. Go.
All right.
Apparently, 1 and 2 is what it's fine.
Okay, so you don't see anything following you. There's a rising smoke cloud in the distance as you're driving away. After about half an hour, you're far enough away that that it's not really visible anymore. One thing that you do notice though is that you guys are essentially driving along on like the service road that's next to the big conduits, as you're driving, there's no like the lights and whatnot, the exterior lights on it are out. So the overall conclusion from that probably is that you guys probably cut the power to the city.
Power plant. Yeah.
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 So
Okay, I keep looking. That's all I do the entire time, just to make sure we're not getting chased.
okay. Yeah, all right.
All
So
the repair results are up.
okay. I mean that should heal repair everybody else's armor all the way back to full.
So we're back up to full.
Now note that second round of repair rolls was made without repair kits, so the target number was an 8. But I'm just gonna arbitrarily say that, you know, it's enough to bring everybody else back up to full because they were already just shy of it. So, and you know, am I not merciful?
That detail. You are incredibly merciful.
So
Thought rolls were high enough to justify anyway.
yeah, the highest anyone needed was a 2.
Just half
Yeah.
those rolls.
The highest anyone needed was a 2. You literally needed, with your ability, you literally needed 1 success. So I'm pretty confident that it happened.
Except for me.
All right.
I was the worst off still.
So if that's what everybody's doing on their way back, you know, after 2 hours, you reach the outskirts of Mars City.
Do I need to roll anything for hitting on Susan?
There is a
Seduction.
seduction skill.
Give me a Yep, this is a seduction roll. It is seduction charisma versus it's okay. So the resistance, I think, Michael, do you remember, is the resistance investigation intelligence, or is it something else and intelligence?
Wait, is what?
The opposed roll when someone is actively trying to seduce you. This is one of those things that I never really thought that it was going to come up as a thing in the course of this campaign.
Seducing what?
Listen, I am totally hitting on Susan.
Oh, okay. Nope. All right, here we go. Yep. So it's
Charisma investigation, I think, is what we went with.
Suddenly the Reality Kings logo pops up on the bottom of the screen.
All right. So she has a willpower of 3. Okay, I'm gonna say that she is very tired and like hyper fucking stressed out and worn out at this point. So I'm gonna set your target number as a 9, and her target number to resist, I'll say, is an 8, because you know she's tired, she's stressed out. You did save her. Okay, 1 success.
1 success. So you're saying there's a chance?
Well, her target number was an 8. I rolled 1 8 and a bunch of low shit. So, she, you know, you're essentially able to make her chuckle, and that's it. So,
So how about the your number for when you know end of world is not happening?
Yeah, she, like I said, she basically like stares in a shell-shocked fashion at you with that.
Nice.
And
You
yeah.
can practically hear the humpbacks giving their siren call up the waves.
Oh God. All right. Yeah, really was not anticipating that one. Okay. Well, yep, that happened apparently.
Seduction comes from nowhere.
It
Should usually stay there, unfortunately.
yeah. Wow. All right.
Good. I like you. I like sex.
So
Yeah.
as you guys get to the
No,
outskirts,
that's
as you
so it's
guys
halfway.
as you guys get to the outskirts of Mars City, Mars City, it has a number of dome habitats. Everything's obviously sealed. So the main thing that where you're trying to go, you're trying to reach Government Center. It's just the main administrative building. The military annex has the main headquarters for the garrison that you guys are a part of. So you make your way to one of the big external vehicle gates, airlock things. Back in the city, you notice that a lot of stuff is running dark. It appears as though a fair portion of the city is operating on emergency power. You guys did cut the main source of electrical power to the city. There are backups for key functions, that kind of stuff. Even so, while the lighting in the city is dimmer than normal, you see that the city is backlit by a number of small fires. Nothing too enormous, but basically that whole situation of the population starting to go spontaneously insane that's been happening for the last week or so, that seems to be continuing apace. As you drive. Yep.
That explained my ex-girlfriend.
Aha, yes. As you drive your way through the city, you have to pass through a number of checkpoints, and the checkpoints, you just get waved through them, obviously, but you're able to see that the garrison's been still deployed around the city. You pass by a number of other APCs that are essentially parked, and there's the attempt at making a visible presence. There's only about one Marine for every 600 or so of the civilian population.
Oh, good.
So, but no, it's actually that's actually a pretty large garrison relative, most major cities, the metropolitan areas. The density, I think, of police officers versus people is 1 per 8,000. So yeah, so it's actually pretty decently high. But just trying to provide a visible presence, reassure people, make people not go nuts.
We have guns. Don't go crazy. We can shoot you.
Are we also law enforcement?
Yes, you guys do also function as law enforcement in the city.
What
Yeah.
type of futuristic dystopia has only one law enforcement officer for every 600 people? Come on, John.
No, that
600 law enforcement for every one person.
Like in Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. Next question. Did you already say anything about any power fluctuations? Because we did blow up the power station, which Mars City was also drawing power from.
Everything that you pass by appears to be running on reserve or emergency power. The city has backups. It also has the ability, because the main export from Mars is refined argent energy that's put into these enormous batteries. The enormous batteries get put on basically it's not actually an orbital elevator. They literally get shot by a rail gun launch system. So enough to put them up into orbit really cheaply and efficiently, because energy is super abundant. And then shit ton of them get grabbed by a cargo vessel, and then that gets brought to Earth. And somehow, magically, that's actually efficient.
Not having that kind of problem, right?
Well, no, so in Mars City, you guys, so everything's on reserve and backup power, but you have a enormous stockpile of energy. So it's one of these things where, given enough time, they'll be able to jury rig something to restore power to the city, probably. But I mean,
Right, but as
you
see,
guys only blew the thing up 2 hours ago.
On those exports for further reserves.
To be
Yes.
an annoying nerd, a mass driver would actually work on Mars and be fairly efficient because of a combination of thin atmosphere and low gravity. It would be an effective means of throwing stuff into orbit.
Yep.
Just not people, because the acceleration would turn you to paste.
Yeah. We're not the Doom Marine who does that from the other direction.
Yes.
Yeah, for a mass driver to be
Before he said that, well, actually,
no, for a mass driver to be
I
safe.
literally did. I literally pushed my glasses up a little bit before I did that.
Guys,
For-
on the count of 3, everybody. 1, 2, 3. Actually.
hmm
Actually.
Yeah, I think for a mass driver to be safe and be able to bring I don't know, something the size of like a truck up to escape velocity without turning the people inside of it into paste. I remember there was like a video game that had this in it, but it basically has to be something like 17 miles long.
Oh goodness.
So, yeah. Not, as we said, cargo, yes, people, no. Anyways, so yes, everything's essentially on emergency reserve power. You guys were able to give a preliminary report back on, on the radio on your way back. When you were in the facility itself, just because there was so much electromagnetic interference from you being next to giant power lines, you weren't able to effectively, get a transmission back. People are, kind of confused and bewildered as to why you blew up the power plant. But positive news is you're not immediately arrested when you come back. It takes you.
Hey, we're not deemed as terrorists right out the gate.
So, you
Beer.
when you guys arrive back at Government Center, disembark and whatnot. There's another fire team of Marines there waiting for you, and they tell you guys to all right, come with us. We need you to brief the colonel. And there's also some, governmental administrators and whatnot that are interested in learning what happened. But I was told you guys are going to talk to the colonel first. So they bring you guys into the non-military side of government center. As you walk through it, everything's largely operating as normal. You do run into a number of as you're walking from where you started off, basically in the vehicle motor pool, to actually getting to the command post. You pass about a dozen or so of the UAC security guards that you guys had run into. At least guys in the same armor. It's probably not the same dudes. You can't tell. Their armor is fully sealed and whatnot. And that's a bit unusual. But what you're seeing is there are a number of maintenance stat personnel that are presumably UAC employees, and every time you pass by a group of the UAC security personnel, they seem to be escorting the maintenance staff. And you see the maintenance staff; they're doing some kind of repairs and whatnot to the electrical systems. And while, like I said earlier, the entire place has been running on emergency backup power, things are running pretty much on normal. This place has its own, actually, radiothermal generators that are left over from the initial colony, because this is an old building. So, yeah, do you guys have any questions before, or want to do anything before actually meeting with the colonel?
What do we know about the colonel and who he actually is?
Colonel Benson, actually, let me make sure I have that. I got the name right. Sorry, Colonel Berrien. He's European. He's been here for a while. Overall, basically, pretty strict, but from what you guys have the little you guys have ever interacted with him, he seems overall pretty reasonable.
Pavel is going to reach into one of his fatigue pockets and produce a tin of breath mints and start distributing breath mints to everybody.
Nice.
I will refuse. Tell him to take mine because he needs it.
And how?
Yuri, straightens up.
I
Yuri
don't
straightens up
take it.
watches on wrist.
I do not take it because last time he gave me pills, I woke up in a closet naked.
Good answer.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
my fault. You
I tell Paul he needs one, maybe two.
Yep. Okay, sounds good.
I take some stride gum out of my fucking pocket and chew it. And I also tell Sergeant Rico that I'm missing my handcuffs again.
Oh no.
Did you leave them with the last hooker?
Matt, if that gum came out of your futuristic space MREs, you know it's also a diuretic that's going to make you poop your pants, right?
No,
Oh, dear
it's
God.
stride.
Oh shit!
John, back me up.
I mean, yeah, no, it does do that if you swallow it.
Make him roll. Make him do a strength roll now. Do it.
I have my own personal gum, and I am chewing, damn you.
Nope, your armor broke. It was there.
It's big red. It's big red.
Yeah, just
He
you know,
buckles on his stamina. He thinks it's a fart.
just gonna presume that you know everybody probably
Roll luck.
Today,
Wow.
I wore the brown armor.
Yep.
God damn, I'm gonna cut my fucking hand open right now. God damn it.
All right, so
Try to cut something.
just visually getting things set in the conference room. Okay, so we'll say you guys are given enough time to use the restroom, because you know it's been a while. Anyways, you get so you eventually get brought to the command room for the it's just the central control room is a better way to put it, because this is the non-military governmental stuff. You have to go up an elevator to get into it. It's it's a bustling room. As you enter, it's basically a big amphitheater. There are a bunch of depressed levels that essentially you're able to look, and you guys haven't really spent much time in here, but each area, largely speaking, is controls a different aspect of the systems for the city. Yuri, you guys are given enough time and given a chance to change your uniform and clean yourselves up a little bit. So Yuri does have pants now.
Yes. Are we supposed to be in uniform, or can I wear my tracksuit?
Well, you're still in uniform, but
It's a uniform, which means tracksuit.
exactly. I mean, we'll presume that that's the Russian military's uniform in the future.
All right. Now, other important question because it determines readiness is: does uniform include armor or no?
Yeah, you guys are essentially on a light combat footing, so yes.
Okay.
So
Paul does just go in with his armor, but he wants to take the armor plating. Was I scratched at all?
I mean,
What?
you were
set on
hurt
fire,
a little bit.
dude.
Yeah.
No, I literally mean like scratched, like by the pinky or whatever it's called.
I don't.
You mean did something claw you? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had a fucking thing in the vent trying to maul you.
Yes,
Yeah.
But thankfully, it just plinked off your armor. But
Yes.
Also,
So
you
could
had
I have saved
yes,
the
also
armor?
all
Did
those
it like?
fucking-
Okay, are you looking?
Your
for
armor got
cosmetic?
repaired.
Is your armor scratched up?
Yeah, you guys. Yes.
Cosmetically, your armor has scratch marks on it. Yes, absolutely. Everyone here has cosmetic damage to their armor.
I'm
Not
not
anymore,
sure
I
if
fixed
his
it.
scratches left
Okay.
in his armor because it burned off of him, as I recall.
Yeah, you guys all have.
Never mind.
No
No.
longer have
The
scratches
track.
on it.
The track.
You guys all have superficial damage and whatnot left on your armor. Yes. So
The track marks are still on Pavel in mine armor.
yeah, that's the
fucking Christ.
weirdest question. All right, back on track.
character
Okay,
have any
can I
glaringly
explain
showing
why the
track
fuck
marks?
I'm asking?
No. Back on track. So you guys get, as you guys are in the room. Everybody give
Well,
me
fuck you too, buddy.
a wits
Matt, shut up.
investigation.
Investigation, you say?
Yup, wits investigation. Target number on this is a 7.
You're gonna make me role play? What the fuck?
Ooh, actually, I leveled up, so now it's 5.
Yay. It was a 7 you're asking for, right?
Yes.
2 successes from Nagumo.
6 for Rico.
Okay.
Wait. Okay,
What's
3
the,
successes from
I'm sorry, what's
Yuri.
the target number, please, again?
Target number is a 7.
I got 2 successes.
Okay. All right. Well, with 6 for Rico, as you're
Professor.
cool, as you guys are walking in taking in the room, everything seems to largely be functioning. Obviously, the place is in damage control. Things are functioning pretty normally, but they're trying to get the main power to the city restored. Everything here, life support wise, runs on artificial atmosphere filtering and all that kind of shit. So it's kind of a big deal. You guys get led through the big control chamber over to a conference room on the right hand side of it. On the left hand side, you see that there's a pair of the UAC security personnel guarding the entrance to. There's a UAC annex off of the main control center here. It's basically for them to oversee their operations at various locations throughout the city. Okay, so and with that, your escort, they show you guys into the room, and then they head out. Inside, you meet with Colonel Berrien. Door opens, you guys enter. It just says yes, all of you come in, take a seat. I have half a dozen administrators for the colony that are requesting that I explain why some of my men decided to destroy a large and very expensive piece of important civil infrastructure. However, I told them that I'm going to be the only one that will tell them this. They wanted to ask you, and I did not think that wise. So please have a seat and explain to me why you did what you did.
All right, Colonel. So basically, we infiltrated the facility. There seemed to be some kind of IED set up outside, and the dune buggy. So we were on our guard initially. When we entered the facility, we found all personnel in the facility were dead except for the woman that we had rescued. Upon further inspection throughout the facility, we found that the occupants had Nagumo, can you explain what they had done to the electrical or the mechanical equipment in the facility?
Yes, Sergeant. What they did was rewire and redirect the Argent Energy to become a siphon. They redirected them so that it would fuel some kind of portal. It became a shrine that would feed some form of extra-dimensional being that used the Argent Energy as a fuel source. A food source, rather. It used that to grow exponentially and spread throughout the facility.
This is incredibly convincing.
And guys, I've got the roll 20 up. Stop dicking around with your models.
To clarify, Evan, I was looking for more facts because,
Yeah, I'm gonna say.
Not really gonna like when you're interpreting and being like a creature living and thriving off the art. No. This is what they did. This is how it worked. This is how things happened. It was a threat to the facility. The objective was to, destroy the creature.
Colonel, as if I may, in short, the facility fell to an hostile of unknown origin, and we made the strategic decision to liquidate facilities so it did not fall into enemy hands.
Right. But Nagumo is going to go bullet point by bullet point, stating how how they were redirecting the battery charging energies of the Argent Energy transfer.
Okay. So he basically the colonel cuts you guys off as multiple people basically chiming in. This account is a bit disjointed. So he basically just chimes in. It's like, why don't we start and proceed sequentially through events. So you said you arrived at the power station. There was a IED outside that was intended to do what? Prevent entry? Was this sabotage by a terrorist element?
It was actually set up in the outside. I wasn't entirely sure what happened with that. Nagumo was investigating it and found it, and accidentally had set it off. At which point we very quickly exited the outside of the facility and made our way into it.
Okay, so you made your way into the facility, and then you were confronted by some kind of bizarre fantasy creature?
No. So this is where we entered the facility, accessed the computer system, and attempt to locate the personnel in the facility and determine what was wrong, what had happened as per our mission objectives. What we found was that all the occupants of the facility that we had been able to find had been killed or had killed themselves in some capacity.
Ah, okay. So there was a mass suicide event. You were saying, and was
Yes, it does seem like there was some kind of something was influencing them to either harm themselves or each other. It's hard to say exactly what without further analysis of it, but the fact was that everyone we came across looked to have died rather brutally, except for the woman that we had rescued.
Yes, and
The main floor of the facility actually was without power for the most part. The local generators were offline. The system was still producing power, but it stopped for the most part. So we made our way down to the generator and the basement. I can't say exactly what happened in there. It's where I will have to fall to the eyewitness reports of Nagumo, Pavel, and Yuri. But from my understanding, there was some kind of living creature that was inhabiting the mechanical system in that room.
Sergeant, if I may.
yeah.
Go ahead.
It was the thing that you know from Eastern. You're from Eastern Europe, right? And we had that monster that would come from the ground and it would grab people. We had that. Yes, I think you know what I'm talking about.
Nagumo pulls up his helmet camera image of when he was looking down into the thing. With your permission, Sergeant and Colonel, can I display this?
Yeah, I think this will help to give better information to you about what we saw. Because to be perfectly honest, Colonel, I can't really quantify what we saw. I'm not sure what it was, and I think someone with a bit more scientific expertise would need to explain what we dealt with in there.
Well, by all means, please do.
All right.
So you
continue then. We went into the Argent Transformer sector to restart the generator itself. It was inactive when myself, Pavel, and Yuri entered that part of the facility. They stood guard while I went to restart the reactor. All lights were off, and when I started the when I started the process, it became more visible down in the reactor itself, and Nagumo displays his helmet camera as he does this process. If you note, we observed bodies that were actually wired into the machinery of the reactor itself. I don't know why at this time. What I do know is that the reaction of activating the reactor itself fed into the life form that was attached to the reactor at that time.
Yes, and giant tentacles came from ground and tried to rape us.
As
me,
noted in the
me especially, yes.
Yeah. So
noted in the
Tried to
footage
rape my
here.
friend Pavel here.
I feel I must say, I feel I've suffered a trauma that almost certainly guarantees me to be relieved.
Pavel,
and
Pavel,
receive
Pavel, the facts,
monetary
okay?
reparations in
Pavel.
the form of vodka. And yes, sir.
Pavel, Yuri, the facts, all right?
All right.
That's all the
Yeah,
Colonel
they tried
wants.
to rape him, though.
That's a
To
fact.
continue.
Yes. I'll give you a.
To continue, sir. As noted, you will see that after the reaction began, not only did the life form seem to awaken and have a hostile reaction, it also seemed to grow. It started spreading through the facility. You see the tendrils spreading through vents, through piping, and even as he advances forward, as he's fleeing the reactor part of itself, you'll see that it started spreading systemically through the facility itself as he's starting to suppress as Nagumo's starting to suppress the tentacles just outside.
so
It was at that point that I recommended that it was my observation that the life form was starting to spread through the facility itself, feeding off the energy that the Argent reactor was producing there.
all right. So while so you're giving the account, also showing essentially portions of the helmet cams for recordings from multiple members of the fire team, and
Myself, since that's all I was able to
Right.
get during the time, but it works.
right, and it bears out what you're saying. As he watches, he's essentially like seems obviously kind of like shocked at what he's seeing.
The eyebrows
Colonel,
slowly
watch
go
this
up
part.
and up and up.
Yeah. So
Watch this part.
Colonel,
As I
if I
shove
may-
this, as I shove this shotgun up the demon's ass,
Oh my god.
and kaboom!
Not even there yet.
yeah.
Colonel,
Sergeant
we were
Colonel, if
only
I may,
taking those watches as for the next of kin.
Next to king, yes, it has mental value that I am bringing back to them.
Sentimental value. I've heard of this. Yes.
Yeah, he's obviously he's been paying attention to like watching the recordings, and he just half distracted. He's like, wait, what was that about watches?
Sergeant Colonel, if I may,
Wait, is this
I
like
have
the
very nice watches.
It's like the
I-
first
Yeah.
I would like you to see the gun camera footage from my helmet. If you look here, you can see just how massive this creature is, and it's not even its entirety.
Yes,
So,
und you'll see as I take fire, we have back and to the left. Yeah, the pink mist. Haha. Sehr gut. Sehr gut.
All right. So at this point, I'm just gonna like cut off the camera footage
Yeah.
and kind of like just kind of sum up. Okay, like at this point, we basically went through the facility and realized that this was going to be that this was just going to spread through the facility and cause a much larger catastrophe if we allowed it to exist. The first attempt to destroy it was not successful, so based on the recommendation from the engineer on the team, we basically went to do insert tech jargon here to destroy the facility.
Oh yeah, we inserted the shit out of that tech charge.
Oh god.
Yeah.
What? We did.
All right. So overall,
Nagumo explains in brief that basically the elevator speech he gave to the team itself. That because the life form seemed to be attached to the transformer, overloading the transformer would theoretically destroy the source of the life form and therefore neutralize it and anything else associated and attached to it.
Hmm.
Don't forget, we have pretty lady across the table from us to collaborate our tales.
Good point.
Yeah. So, everybody basically turns to Susan. She's been, quiet basically this entire time, and she, seems a bit, kind of like a bit sheepish and whatnot. But she confirms, like, well,
But I wink at her. I wink at her.
yeah. Yes, sir. It is. I saw the things that they said, and prior to them arriving, it was 3 or 4 days ago. I'm not exactly sure, but we had. It was a normal day, as I hear elsewhere in the colony. Tensions were a bit high between some of the staff, but nothing too unmanageable. And then we had a inspection team that came. Apparently, there's some. It happens every now and again. They wanted to check out a number of the systems throughout the facility. It was a bit inconvenient because it caused some work stoppages, and some people were unhappy about that. And then a bit later on in that day, I don't know exactly what it was that happened, but there was some alarms started going off, and then she seems to be a bit like freezing up and not exactly being sure how to word it. But so sir, there was a noise, but it hurt and was in your head. Everybody seemed to feel it, and I guess some people more than others. And then the next thing I knew, the people started fighting each other. I myself and a few others ran. There were only a few of us that were still up on the main conduit level, because everybody else was involved in the search for the personnel that had gone missing. And I ended up I hid in a supply closet, and the pain in my head kept growing and started to sound like a voice, and I got really freaked out, and there was I locked myself in the room where we keep medical supplies, and so I doped myself, and next I came to, the place was mostly silent. I heard things moving around outside the room every now and again, and I don't really remember that much what happened over the next few days until the Marine that died. He woke me up, and then I just followed along with them to try to stay alive.
And it was the best thing that she could have done, because that's the only way that she would have ever met Yuri.
Yeah. Now, specifically, while Yuri is saying that, Susan's on the other side of the table and has literally broken down and is actively crying while he says that, because it's also hitting her how all of her colleagues are dead.
Mixing beer and rosé together.
What the fuck?
What?
This is water.
They heard me say that.
Yes.
That was just a what the fuck non sequitur.
I'm
Gotcha.
not sorry. The cat's acting weird.
I mean,
Right, so, like,
hey,
so
so
at this point-
potential episode name: Beer and Rosé ?
So at this point, we'll shift back to the Colonel and kind
Yeah.
of get his analysis situation. And beer and rosé works because we're the beer and she's the rosé, and we don't mix.
There
at
you
all.
go.
Right, Yuri?
No, we do.
So his overall reaction from it is, well, it's hard to believe, but evidence is pretty clear. We need to get all of your recordings from that engagement. I need you to. We're going to have to go back to the military headquarters. Download it all into the into the systems there. Start trying to analyze and figure out what this potential new threat is. I've never seen anything like this or heard of anything like this before, and if this is something that's potentially going to happen more frequently, we're obviously going to have to change our deployment and threat status. But at this point, I'm going to say, fuck the government administrators. This is a serious issue. We need to make sure that we're ready. So, all right. Let's all start heading back. Basically, while he's talking over the intercom system and whatnot, you guys periodically you've been hearing announcements about how main power systems, they're essentially prepping to test restoring the primary power, and essentially telling people to save their work on their consoles so that everything doesn't get hard rebooted Jurassic Park style. And so as you guys are wrapping up the conference room, you hear an announcement that just says main power reinitializing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and when the lights suddenly in the room all dim as the backup power is cut off, and then brighten more than normal as primary power is restored. As that happens, you guys all feel a splitting, blinding migraine of pain. It basically shove its way straight into all of your brains. I need all of you guys to make a double willpower check. The target number of this is a 7. So take your willpower stat, multiply by 2, roll that many dice. Target number is a 7.
3 successes.
Two successes for Nagumo.
6 successes for Yuri. Pardon? Oh, wait. John.
Mm-hmm.
What's my thing with my guy with the willpower checks?
Oh, your thing with the willpower checks is, so for you, it's that you're not, let me double check. It's that you're not ever really daunted by anything. So that's
In
under
combat,
quirks.
in
Yeah.
combat, you're immune to it.
So that was a 7.
Yep.
I got 4 successes. So it was double willpower, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, what? You have a willpower power of 7?
No, I have a willpower of 3. Double 3 is 6.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering why I rolled twice.
Okay, got 1.
Parkinson's inflicts it too much.
Ah.
Holy shit. The Colonel got a moderate fumble. All right. Well, that's not good.
I think he already has a shotgun.
Okay. Did anybody fail out of the group? Anybody that didn't post a roll?
We can assume since no one's talking, it's probably good.
Yep. I guess we can presume that. Okay. So, yeah. You guys. Essentially, it's blinding pain. So you're literally just completely staggered by it. For you, because you guys all passed. About between 15 and 30 seconds before you're able to shake it off and start acting. Rico's the first one to shake it off, and the first thing, as you know, the tinnitus that's associated with this starts to fade, and the blots of color in your clouding out your vision start to fade. The first thing all of you guys hear is Rico shouting orders at everyone. Taking stock in the room really quick, you're able to notice that the COL Berrien is unconscious. Susan is very freaked out, but she is, essentially awake and alert and seemingly on the absolute verge of panic. And she's basically like saying, so she's not catatonic. She's literally like jumped up from the table and is just screaming about how it's happening again. We have to get out. We have to get out now. It's a continuous stream of panic.
Yuri moves to comfort the civilian.
But one of my first orders definitely is for Yuri to cover the civilian and assist her to get out. And there's also a subtext of don't touch her in the no-no spots while we're in combat.
Oh no, that's yeah, of course. Yuri is a.
Don't say gentleman. Don't say gentleman.
Consummate professional.
Gentle.
I want to check on the colonel.
Okay, so you check on the colonel. Give me a wits medicine.
Actually, well, I.
You said you're doing it. Do it. You said you're doing it. Do it. The only way you gain information is by doing a triage check.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
It's a triage check to assess the casualty. Yes.
Okay,
that is what you are doing.
Then I'm not doing. Never mind. I do nothing.
Why are you not doing it?
Because I don't have any medicine, and somebody else was going to. I didn't know it was.
You have at least 1 point in medicine.
Look at the guy.
Dude, you have at least 1 point. Matt, you have at least 1 point in medicine. You have to, as a prerequisite. I remade your character sheet myself today. You have at least 1 point in medicine.
Okay.
It's medicine and wits. That's actually a pretty decent roll for you.
Give it a whirl, Matt. No loss in it.
Yeah.
Fuckload of wits, don't you?
Yeah, you've got 4 wits, I think. So medicine and wits, you should have a 5 for the number of dice. And your target number on this, is a 6.
Listen to anyways. It said 6 D10, right? 5.
It's 5d10, target number 6. All right, you got 3 successes. So he's basically not fully conscious. You're able to rouse him. He just seems completely dazed and like he's essentially like slipping in and out of consciousness. But you're able to get him up and get him mobile. For right now, though, he's basically going to have to lean on somebody to be able to walk.
I was gonna say I'll keep assisting him.
Yeah, so Paul's gonna be the one to carry him. Yuri's gonna carry Susan.
Susan's up. She's just freaked out.
Yeah, no, I know, but
yeah.
Yuri is covering her.
Yep.
We have our guns, right?
And
yep.
Basically, at this point, if Susan's like, "Oh my God, it's happening again," what's happening again? What do you mean?
The noise thing.
Yeah, that's the same that same pain. It's the same thing that happened at the transfer station before everything went mad.
Sergeant.
Don't worry, Susan.
How long did we have? How long did it take for them to go crazy? Are we talking?
Some people it happened right away, but but some people it didn't happen at all.
All right. Then.
Sergeant,
What?
when we reactivated the transformer back in the other facility, we saw how fast that happened there. If the same thing's happening here, we don't have much time.
You guys are able to hear
Let's get out of here.
while the walls in here are pretty thick. You are able to hear coming from outside. You are starting to hear screaming as well as gunfire.
How far is the armory from here?
Yeah, let's get to the fucking armory.
The armory is in the military annex. The military annex, to reach it, you have to go down. You have to get out of the control center. So you have to go to the elevators, go down a level, and then it's a couple of corridors through a checkpoint. That's where the headquarters for the garrison is, and the armory is basically adjacent to the headquarters.
All right. Well, we need more firepower if we're going to be dealing with this. We can't run away from this because we have to make a stand somewhere. So basically, Yuri covers Susan. Paul, get the colonel. Pavel, take point. And basically, let's make our way to the armory and get outfitted properly.
Okay.
So I'm not full blown carrying him, right? He's walking next to me.
Yeah, it's basically he's going to occupy an arm to be able to keep him up.
That's
like
fine.
you've got
That's all I was
an
asking.
arm over your shoulder, the other hand is free.
All right.
Clarify, you have the I carry everything all the time ever.
Yes.
So pick up and carry if needed.
Okay. So let me toss on. See how it works here. Tossing on the sound. So this is basically, you've got noise coming in from outside of the city. This is not one of the ones that I made. I had to
You know, kind of an important
Shuffle them
question since there are
Anyways.
riots going on.
Yes.
Is the colonel wearing any armor?
Yeah, he's wearing the same kind of armor that everybody else is.
Cool.
So,
Just making sure.
yep.
Out of curiosity, that monitor on the north wall, is it showing any kind of live feed or just screensavers?
So, thank you for the prompt there. I'm trying to manage a few different systems here to make this work. All right, so on the monitor, basically the screen changes, and as you can see there, it says security alert. Warning, area lockdown initiated. See your local security representative for more information. Okay.
What are we talking about here when it comes to what everyone else is doing? Shelter in place? Bunker down?
No, you guys, like what you guys were just talking about was getting out, and so basically getting out, heading out into the
Our priorities
into the
are
city.
different than everyone else's. I'm wondering what everyone else will be doing, what their procedures are. Because
Secure,
we drilled
contain,
in that too.
protect. Secure, contain, protect.
You literally just went SCP Foundation on us.
Yes, I did.
Well, I mean, hey, sure, makes sense, I guess.
It's valid.
Okay, there we go. That was one of the things I wanted to change. And yeah, it is annoying as shit that I did not have time to actually do all of the sound stuff. So, whatever.
It's
We'll,
all right.
we'll fuck it for now. So, anyways, outside.
So they're doing their thing, and we're doing our thing.
Yep. So here we go. Let me open up the door.
Roll 20.
All right. And step 2 of opening up the door. Boop. All right, there we go. All right, so as you open up the door outside, you guys see that there is a fair amount of chaos going on. Immediately outside the door, you see there's one of the UAC security personnel is staggering outside the door and is holding on to his head with both hands. Underneath his hands, you're able to see that there appear to be some kind of glowing runic script. For Nagumo, Yuri, and Pavel, you guys recognize it as being the same, whatever language it was that was in the main room at the power transfer station. It's the same thing. It appears to be essentially like burning its way out of like from the inside of his helmet. So, and you can't make out what it says. It actually hurts for you, hurts your brain to look at it. But as he's staggering, he all of a sudden, like basically his limbs kind of start like whipping around. You hear a number of like bone cracks and pops as his body starts to change. Yes, there you go. It's exactly. It exactly sounds like somebody crinkling a bag of chips. That is exactly what it sounds like. Thank you for that, whoever did that.
Seems legit.
All right, so his body changes.
What the fuck?
And here we go. All right, and what you see instead. This is one of the things where I'm curious whether or not this will actually work. If I hit this and hit show to everybody, there we go. Sweet, that does work. All right, so yeah, that is what you see. Basically, his flesh starts to like bulge and grow its way out of his armor. Whatever this is, it is very obviously not human anymore. Its armor and weaponry seems to essentially get subsumed into the rest of its body, and it basically, like, as it staggers, shakes its head, and then perks up as it hears some of the civilian workers screaming, and just turns and starts to fire down into the control pits at them.
Kyle?
So that is happening. And then the other thing that you see as you're looking is you're able to see that all the way on the other side of the room, the doorway to the UAC annex is open, and a bunch of those fiery skull things that you started to encounter in the battle in the power transfer station, a number of them are streaming out through the entrance to the UAC annex. You see there's a panicked civilian about 6 meters away or so from the door. It's confused, not sure where to go. One of those flaming skulls focuses in on her, flies at her full speed, slams into her chest, basically seems to go into her, and again her body's racked by rapid, horrifying changes as and you see that the transformation here, let's see if I can make this work, and out of that layer, and what's left is one of the weird, like, zombie-like things and whatnot that you had encountered at the power transfer station. Basically, as that transformation is complete, the animate body starts to retch and basically seems to be like attempting to throw up. And while yes, there's a stream of of gore as it does so, it seems to vomit forth this like weird semi-translucent glowing mist that looks kind of like a human face, and that rapidly darkens, horns sprout from it, and flames erupt around it as another one of those skull things appears to basically like come out of the now transformed person. So
Shit. Hey, Sergeant, one of those things that penetrated you is back.
all right, at this point
Game face, Yuri. Game face.
At this point, you guys need to roll for cohesion. Yep, cohesion roll. So this, you guys were at confident cohesion from the last session. I did change it so that, just because found that, oh wow, combats can actually last longer than I had originally expected. It's easier to pass your ammo checks afterwards. But cohesion check, you are at, okay, target threshold for this is a 6 plus any cohesion modifiers you guys have. That would be for either having low health or being low or out of ammo, which you guys don't have any. So everyone, the target number is a 6. And you at confident cohesion, you only need 1 success to pass. And it's your cohesion. It's your cohesion number that's on the. It's on your sheets. I updated it for everybody, so it's the correct number. But it's charisma plus willpower.
Just speak up if you failed.
7.
6. Target number 6. Charisma and willpower. And only say something if you failed.
Oh, Sean.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, Sean.
I'll burn a luck point to give myself 2 successes to turn that into a pass.
I don't know.
Did you have any luck?
Especially at this.
Yeah, I'm good.
So
I actually put 1 extra point into luck. That was my skill up. So yes, I now have 1 luck point, which I just burned.
okay, because remember, I didn't actually specify that. I didn't specify it earlier in terms of like luck recharging. Everybody, you did have a decent period to rest and recuperate. So I'd say that for, but it was only for 2 hours, and you were working the entire time. Everybody regains 1 luck point that they had spent previously. And I'll also reset the bad luck counter. It will now be down to okay, so bad luck counter is now at 1. So cool. All right. So did everybody pass then?
Affirmative.
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
Okay.
the one who was in danger was Sean, and he fixed that.
Okay.
Oh, actually, Pavel needs a roll.
And the reason why I keep
yes.
is I put push to talk on spacebar, and for some reason that triggers a reroll.
Yeah,
Oh.
Jason dropped out. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, he's got some.
He's off Discord too, so.
Okay. Well, I can. Maybe he's got a connection problem.
You guys, character up.
Yep.
He
Give
said
me
he had
1
something
sec.
Personal had to run.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. I did not catch it when he said that. Okay. His
It was in Discord.
Okay, gotcha. His cohesion, he has 4 dice for it. If somebody wants to roll for it.
I'll roll it. Three successes.
Okay, so there you go. That means that everybody's good. You guys, that means as per normal, you guys get to choose when you go in initiative order. which I'm presuming is probably going to be before everything else. So, yep.
Yuri says, "Susan, get behind me," and I run up here.
Okay.
Just to be clear, by the way, John, you said we got 2 luck points back, or
Everybody got 1 luck point back.
all right, thanks.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you changed the distance of this. So 1 square is now 2 meters.
Oh, I think that's just a legacy. That's something I didn't notice and hadn't changed.
Okay, so just go by the squares.
Yeah, just go by the squares. I'm changing that. Yep, there you go. Now it looks like it's right.
Sergeant, we getting the fuck out of here.
Yep.
Situation doesn't change. We need to arm up.
Okay, so left or right?
So the way you guys came in is to the south. I'm realizing that you have restricted field of vision, but that's all right. Once you move into the room, you'll be able to see.
We're looking at where do we go for the armory?
For the armory, you got to go out. So down to the south, you'll see some hatches. Those hatches are where you have to go, because they are the way to get to the elevator.
Shotgun blast this to the guy in front of me.
Okay.
They are very busy too.
John, quick question. Is
Yes.
the Colonel making a move at half speed?
Yes. So he's going to move at basically he will move at the same speed as you.
He'll move at the same speed as me. Okay.
Yes, he will move at the same speed that you do. So, yeah. Having him helping him out is going to give you a 50% dice penalty to other actions, but yeah, that's all. All right, so Yuri, you're shooting at him. Okay, so that guy, normally they have a defense of 3. Yeah, gunnery wits. Normally you have a defense of 3. It's it's preoccupied gunning down civilians at the moment. It's actually like facing away from you guys, and so it doesn't have its defense.
So no defense. Target.
Target is a 6 point blank range.
Whoa. 4 successes.
Okay. Give me a damage roll.
Damage or kill.
Oh, okay. So your damage threshold is normally a 4, and your kill is normally a 6, or crit is normally a 6. This guy, so they have a damage modifier of +1, kill modifier +2. So,
2 damage.
Yep, 2 damage rolls. Yep, you are right up on top of them. So that means that you're doing 4 points of damage per hit, because you're within 2 meters with a shotgun, and you get the +1 for breaching. So it should be +3. 2 for being +2 for being within 2 meters, +1 for breaching. So you do 8 points of damage. That is enough to take this one out. Absolutely was not ready for that.
So I come up behind it and I shoot it right in the knees, and then I put the gun right to the back of its head, just below its fucking head right off.
Yep.
Nice.
That is exactly what you do.
At the head.
All right, so that one is gone. Okay, who's going next?
I will.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
Shoot at this dude.
Lost soul. Okay.
Okay.
I hope he dies quickly.
So what's its defense and
All right. The defense for a lost soul is a 4. Target numbers. So target number on it, I'm gonna say is a. These things move around fast. Target number is an 8. They are hard to hit, but when you hit them, they go down fast. Yep.
3 successes.
3 successes, and okay, give me a damage roll. It's a 6 and an 8. Oh, and earlier from the, let's see. There we go. Earlier from the, so from Yuri's attack.
1 crit.
There we go.
All right.
Okay, so 1 hit and ooh, nice, 2 crits. So yeah, you hit it a couple of times and it explodes with a otherworldly scream.
John, it was 1 crit. That second roll was because of my hitting push to talk.
Okay, well, it's 1 crit is still enough. They only have 3 health, so
Yeah.
so yep, so it's gone. Cool. All right. Who's up next?
Is this John? Quick question. This an enemy right here?
Yes, that is a. If it has a health bar and it has some kind of a name, that means it's bad.
Can't see a health bar on that one.
Yeah. No,
Oh, the health bar is. Oh, the health bar is right above. It should be. Sorry, it should be visible for everybody.
I do see
Oh,
civilians
I
having
see.
health bars themselves, but
Why is it saying that that is hidden?
The super fucking.
Oh.
There.
Oh crap. Okay. Apparently, you either have to have the full version of a health bar with the numbers on it, or it's invisible. That's annoying. So, whoops. Now I know. Okay, so who's going?
and knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe.
Exactly.
Pavel moves up.
Okay.
John, I can't see the board at all. It's completely black.
Hold on a sec.
You gotta move the screen over
Yep,
to the
no
right.
problem.
There you go.
All the way to the
Now it should automatically be where everybody is.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Pavel, does a quick little walk over here.
He's got a move of he can move 13 without suffering any penalties, so he can. I mean, fuck, he could get all the way out to here if he wanted to.
Yeah,
like-
but we're not separating.
Yeah.
Oh, so he gets actually. Here,
Yeah.
so he gets mowed. So takes 2 shots of the guys right in front of him.
Okay, sounds good. It's a possessed. It's gonna and it likewise it hasn't recovered yet from its transformation. No defense, so no modification on the dice.
What is his gunnery?
Okay, so his gunnery, and I presuming that he probably adjusted his numbers. His gunnery is a 3. His wits is a 3. He has 6 dice.
Dice. Target number 6.
Target number of 6. Yep.
The 4 successes.
Okay, give me 4 rolls. You can do damage. It's the 2 best dice. And its damage is a 6. Okay, so looks like 5 points of damage because there's 1 crit and 1 damage result. So
Double tap.
yep. That's why not having more monitors is a nuisance. Okay. So that means he took 5 damage. It's down to 2. So it is hurting.
okay. Naguma will follow this up. He feels
Okay.
like shit, but it's not gonna let him stop him.
Sounds good.
He's moving aside and ahead of Pavel, and he's gonna finish off Beastie with a double tap.
Okay.
Rod up gunnery, so that's up to 3. The wits is up to 7, not to 7. Sorry, total number is 7 because it's 4 and 3. If it's still target number 6, I'm looking at 2 successes on the hit And the damage is going to be... I got a hit and a crit.
That will be enough to finish it off.
Yay.
Both just burst out of the room. Just
Yeah, you guys come out of that room, freaking guns blazing. At this point, you've kind of, you guys were already on edge, and you recover a bit faster because this isn't your first rodeo against this kind of crap.
We're officially veterans. Yay.
Yep. All right. So rest of you guys, what's Rico doing?
Make sure that everyone else is okay. Paul is where's Paul going?
I was just gonna start making my way to the hatches with the colonel.
Okay.
Yeah, so I guess I will cover Susan and get her kind of moving, and let's make sure that we've got a nice little formation.
As we already have. How convenient.
Okay. So Susan's basically at the rear, and there we go. All right. Taking stock of what you see in the rest of the room. With everybody having gone, there's a lot of screaming. The entire room is in bedlam and chaos. The majority of the like possessed security guards haven't really reacted to you guys yet. They're just firing away into the personnel. The panicked civilians that are still running towards the door, there's still two of them. They're still running. They're still trying. The one down by this door manages to get it open, or get to it and get it open, or opening, I should say.
Oh shit!
Quick.
Sorry.
Let me check under the enemies. Here we go. Possess security. What is their gunnery? What is their wits? What's 3? Gunnery is... Okay, so... one was a civilian, one was a security guard.
security guard carrying a weapon.
So it was carrying a plasma gun, but the plasma gun has grown seemingly into it and has become a part of it. Yeah, it's a horrifying amalgamation of flesh and metal now.
Nagumo wishes he could just take a cutting tool and carve it right off.
Yeah. So the civilian down by the doors manages to get to the doors and then becomes very dead by the doors because this guy just blew her away. So let's see. These guys do manage to sprint past and get to the door as it is opening. So let me take care of opening the door here.
Run, civilians, run!
Flee for your lives! Exactly. All right, so
Civilians? You mean Russian armor?
all right, so there we go. So that door's open. All right, Cheryl over here on the other side of the room. Let's see how she fares. The guy right next to her. Well, I mean, this one only hit her twice. And oh wow, it rolled 2 1s for damage. Okay, well,
It trips over itself.
That was
she manages.
very.
Yeah.
That was very married. That was very married at military. He only hit her twice.
Oh. Yep. So there we go. She so there we go. That door is now also open. I honestly didn't really expect them to try to escape or manage to almost escape. All right,
Good.
so let's see.
More of them to evacuate.
What's going on? Oh yeah, preserving the lives of the civilians is it is a good thing that you should try to do. Okay, so for the ones that haven't gone yet, this guy here, over on the far side, he's just basically stumbling up, and it stumbles up, gets up to there, and then turns and sees you, and so it hisses and is now stumbling at you, but it wasted its turn reacting. The one directly to your south in the pit, that was in the process of starting to eat its former co-workers. It whips its head up at the sound of all the gunfire from you guys popping out, and it starts to stagger its way up the stairs towards you. Let's see how far it can get.
Does it at least say like that's the last time you're gonna?
Yeah. I mean, it staggers up. It's gonna be able to reach Paul. Does it say? Does it talk? Does it say what?
That's the last time you're gonna eat my lunch out of the fridge.
Oh yeah. All right. So we've got one of them is going to be attacking Paul. So this is a unarmed attack. It is not a grapple. It's just going to try to actually do damage. And it's got a strength of 5, brawl of 3, so it's got 8 dice. All right, so you're able, what is your defense is a 1. You are carrying somebody else. You are flat-footed. You do not get the bonus of your defense. So here we go. Target number on it is 7.
Why was I put in the front?
7. Okay, I got a 7 and 3 10s. Okay, a 7 and 9 and another 10. And a 6. All right, so it hit you 7 times. Yep.
Just as a thought, the fact that he has workhorse, I mean, I don't think he probably should have a penalty to it. I mean, he can literally carry the colonel without even taking a penalty.
What I was saying is the penalty is that he's occupying one of his arms.
Unless he's carrying him fireman, which probably not.
I mean, carrying somebody fireman occupies one of your arms.
Still,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. That's why I said he's not suffering a movement penalty. It's just an action penalty because one of his hands is occupied.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, and the lack of defense is that
also why I wanted to stay in the back. I don't know who moved my my miniature.
You know what? I'll say that. I'll say that it. I won't take away his defense, so you get hit 6 times. Target number to do damage is a 5 for an unarmed attack. You've got heavy armor that adjusts it up to a 7. So here we go. 1 1 1 1 2 3.
The fuck out of there.
So yeah, it.
Running up, it trips and fucking breaks the tone.
Well,
That's damage rolls.
Yeah, damage rolls you don't fumble. They just it came up, tries to it's the weird thing where zombie movies always get this wrong. Human teeth are really not well designed to bite through fabric, and especially canvas or denim. So anytime you see somebody wearing military fatigues and a zombie just glomps on with its mouth onto their leg and they start screaming as it just bites right through the pants and starts tearing out, that would never happen because the teeth aren't sharp enough to be able to actually penetrate. It would hurt. They would get a serious bruise, but it wouldn't pierce the skin. So basically,
But John,
it ineffectually tries to attack. Okay, these two down here, that one's able to reach. Let's see, And then the other one is not. So, okay, we've got this dude. He's able to get up here. Oh, and you know what? The other one should have attacked Yuri, so we'll say that that guy is going to attack Yuri. And then this other dude makes it to there. Okay, so going versus Yuri. Yuri? What's your defense right now? 2. Okay. So here we go. Let's get 6 dice. Okay. 2 explodes.
Wait. Wait. Is your defense or the better of your dex or the worst?
The worst.
Okay, got it. Still 2.
Okay. Alright, so 4 hits, attempts to do damage. Okay, so Yuri takes 3 points of pain damage, which gets soaked on his armor. Okay, so that's the zombies coming up. The lost soul over here on this side of the room, they move fast as hell. It's basically flying this way, while yes, you guys do kind of catch its attention. I'm going to say that it doesn't actually reach you guys this turn. So it just goes straight this way, turns a bit, and then flies over to here. So very immediate threat, but it's not actually on you yet. This lost soul over here, oh darn. Well, I mean, Cheryl gave it her all. Let's see.
Run, bitch!
Yup. All right. So yeah, it reaches her and it blows up. So okay.
Wait, is it Cheryl or Carol?
Oh.
You're not my supervisor. That's the bottom line.
Thank you.
Yes. All right. Here we go.
Where's the crystal?
Charlene.
Yeah. Well, she did a really she burned up all of her luck managing to get away from the like to not die from getting shot at, sadly. So yeah, she's dead. Or is she?
Yo, is she?
So that same thing that happened earlier happens again, and she becomes a yet another walking reanimated corpse. So there we go, different picture.
Undead country.
All right, and it won't be active next round because it takes a turn for the lost soul to pop back out. But her soul is going to pop out and be corrupted soon.
Oh no.
Okay, so with that, there are now 3 possessed security that have not acted yet. The one that is closest to you guys, he's you're directly in his line of sight, so he's gonna start shooting at you. But these guys do have muscle memory of when they had tactics and training, so he is going to
Who are the ones that
move.
shot the civilians?
The ones that shot the civilians are the one here and here. The ones by all the dead bodies. All right, so this guy, he's going to move up here to take cover behind this bank of consoles. It's light cover. He'll have a +1 to his defense if you guys shoot at him without, and it goes through the consoles here. And let's see, range-wise. Okay, so it's either 11 or 12 meters towards you guys. And I should make the make the stream actually reflect what I'm talking about. All right.
Across the streams.
There we go. Okay, so he's going to fire. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It actually is gunning for Susan, bizarrely enough. Okay, I mean, she has a...
Susan is behind a lot of armored bodies.
Yes, she has a defensive 3 that goes up to a 4. And that means that his gunnery... Alright. They are all armed with plasma guns, or some, the corrupted form of plasma guns. Okay, he has 2 dice. 2 dice. Target number on this is a 7. It's in the normal range for a plasma gun. This is actually the first time I've had to use a plasma gun, so in the course of the campaign. So let me really quickly just call up the actual rules for it.
I can't wait until we get our own guns.
Yep. And for some reason...
Yuri is your gun.
That'd be nice.
This is annoying shit. Okay, there we go. For some reason, Windows is doing a weird thing. Didn't want to switch windows. Yep. Okay, so multi-shot. You can theoretically hit her 5 times, which, given that I just rolled a pair of 10s, it might. Okay.
So my one question is, if she was firing at him, she would hit us. So how is he able to hit her through, like, 4 of us?
I rolled randomly, but that is a fair point. It should just be one of the people in the front, like in the first ranks. So.
Yeah, and then there's enemies there too. So.
Well, yeah. It doesn't give a shit about the about hitting its own people.
Yeah, no, I'd figure it wouldn't.
Okay, so let me do this again to determine the target. That was a fair point. Okay, Yuri. It was a D5 chance. You were the one that it's targeting. It actually gets 2 more dice for the attack because you have a lower defense. There's the enemies in base with it. Yep, and it rolled 2, so that means that so it hit the possessed that you're fighting once. You've been hit 3 times. Alright, so plasma gun, the damage threshold is a 3, kill threshold is a 6. You adjust that to be a 5 and a 10. So, here we go. You take 2 points of pain damage. Yep, so it goes on armor. Oh, and then the hit on the possessed. I rolled a 1, so it didn't do shit. Alright, so that was that one. And then there's the 2 that are on the far opposite side of the room. While the others all, like, ran out into the room, these ones, they keep moving as though seemingly as though they want to move into the room and start, killing people. But every time they do, they pause, kind of like lurch to a stop, and then walk a few steps back towards the door. So they're gonna fire, but they're pretty far away. I mean, it's still within normal range, but I'm gonna say that the difficulty of the shot is gonna go to an 8 because they are over 15 meters away, and that was the cutoff that I was making for that. So who are they shooting at? They're shooting at Nagumo and at Yuri again. So, all right, the one going at Nagumo. Nagumo, what is your defense?
4.
Okay, he's got 2 dice. Targets are 8s. Oh, okay. I rolled a pair of fumbles. That one, as it goes and tries to fire, something went wrong in the process of its flesh merging with its plasma gun. So plasma gun has the overheats rule. On a fumble to hit roll, the weapon overheats and cannot be used again for 30 seconds or 5 combat turns. So it goes to fire, and you guys hear this. as it starts venting steam, and the thing screeches in pain, isn't physically harmed, but yeah, it wasted its shot.
Steam powered?
Well, overheating. All right, going after the one shooting at Yuri. Same stuff as before. Target number's still an 8. It hit the. This guy fumbled his roll as well, so he also overheated. Wow. And oddly, because it's in a melee, that he does actually hit the guy that basically the zombie that has like latched onto, like tried to tackle Yuri and is like in front of him wrestling for the shotgun, is actually doing a really good job of soaking up a lot of balls of plasma here. So it does attack, and let's see. Yeah, it does 2 points of damage to that zombie, or to that possessed. So there you go. And then that guy's plasma gun has also overheated. Fuck, that sucks. Well, now you guys see the disadvantage of plasma guns. They are amazing.
For who?
Well, you know, sucks for them. All right, and while all of that was happening, you guys
I
are.
can't kill you guys.
So you guys are able to see through the door in the annex. You're able to see it's a glowing vortex of energy, basically the same kind of thing that you saw above the gore nest, only here created from through technological means. It appears to be more stable, and as you're watching, another lost soul just screams its way out through the portal. So there you go. That was the first. So that was the first round of combat. We've got round number 2. What are you guys doing?
Just one quick thing. It's almost 10:30, so
I was going to
I'm
suggest
gonna
we
keep
do.
going.
Right. Does anybody need to call it early for the night?
I mean, I would very much like it if we could regularly end these at 10:30 at the latest.
Well then it's 10:20. Why don't we call it there? We got to the dramatic moment where the things have gone bad. As
Hit the fan.
exactly as you can see to the north, where there's the like critical danger and system failure stuff on the big screens. But yeah, stuff has gone bad. It is going to continue to probably go bad going forwards. But yeah.
Yay.
But you guys are all together, acting as a team, coming together, building bonds of friendship.
Together.
Yep.
So in the back, Rico's definitely going, I love when a plan comes together. I plan to have those 2 guys across the way overheat their plasma guns and only actually hit these zombies. So
Yep.
we're doing good.
Sabotages technology just by looking at it.
That's how it works. My horror is pushed back onto them, and they're terrified of us because we are just that good.
Well, there is the possibility.
Or the Doom Marine.
Exactly. There is the possibility, and I'm curious to see this, whether or not this happens throughout the course of the campaign. I did come up with rules and mechanisms for demonic infighting. So theoretically, the monsters can start fighting amongst themselves.
I love it.
So
Then we get to see the factionalism.
yep.
Kids, stealth is a good thing.
Yes.
Well, remember, they were humans.
That's why I've invested 2 additional points into stealth.
Gotcha.
So okay.
That was the level up, right?
Yes. Yep. You had 2 points of skills. Yep. 2 points for
Yeah,
skills.
you told me I had 2 left over, and then I had, and
Yep.
then we leveled up. So I put 2 into brawl and then 2 into stealth.
Yeah, the best way to think of it is you had to put in either your defense or reaction. You had to put 1 more attribute because you only spent 4 attribute points in both of those categories, and you had to spend 5 in 1 of them. And then when you leveled up to level 2, you had another attribute point which you didn't spend. So at level 3, you basically had, like I said, you had the 1 point had to go into defense or reaction, and then you had 2 points.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that is going to be a wrap for the session, for the recording. Overall, what do you guys think of of where the story is?
Story's great. Story's great.
No problems.
And I do like the foreshadowing here. The first chapter was a foreshadow to the greater problem, just as it was. We're seeing how that is exploding, and it's going to be interesting to see exactly how we see the other elements come together. I'm actually interested to see. I'm actually deadly interested to see and discover more about how all these problems actually started, in a way. Like get into not just a discovery of how all this was dug up, but who let it in, if that was a thing.
Well, on that, one hint and note that I would provide, being a helpful GM as I am, is when you encounter survivors, ask them what happened. Like if you have periods of downtime where nothing's trying to kill you, like a 2-hour car ride back to base, ask them for information.
The impression she told us what happened.
She told you very basic stuff a while ago, but you guys no one ever actually took the time to ask her to go through a full sequence of events.
Sorry, I was under the impression that she did that with the dead guy.
No, he in particular never asked her any meaningful questions. It was bizarre.
He was absolutely useless. He had a fucking charisma of 1.
Yeah, it wasn't. His bedside manner was not very good, and yeah.
No, let's bring it up. What the fuck was his goddamn? I want to see that. That was ridiculous.
Oh, what, his character sheet?
I spent the first half of the game trying to fix my character sheet. Because I had made a change prior to the changes you made. Because when we did the character creation, you didn't tell me I needed to have 1 point in driving, 1 point in explosive, etc.
Right.
I had actually fixed that, somewhere in the middle of the game, by taking points out of medical and tech, and then you fixed it by taking points out of gunnery, which is not what I would have done.
Right.
I since have corrected it, but my problem is, for whatever goddamn reason, I can't get any of the editors to properly save the file with the changes.
Have you tried doing it as a save as?
Yes, repeatedly. And
have you tried printing print to Adobe PDF?
No, I did not try that. I will try that next.
When you do that, it won't make it so that
it won't be fillable, but then I can update his fillable sheet in the Dropbox. And Michael as one, so okay, cool. I'm gonna say it's good enough. I'm gonna end the stream and the recording. So,
ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us at Alcohol and Battletech for this lovely stream of Doom, Hell on Mars. Hope to see you next week, same time, same place.
Indeed.
I know that everybody out there wants to know if Yuri's gonna bang Susan. Oh, it's gonna happen.
Well, we'll see. All right. Good night, everybody.